joined by the lovely Amanda Weldon here on SMG. Amanda, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is going to be a lot of fun. I already know it.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Let's do it up.
All right.
Let's talk about how you decided to pursue a career in television. Tell us that story.
It all started, actually, I was a part of a radio station with my boyfriend. We had a show called The Cinemac. Now we went to McMaster, so we covered everything cinema. We missed every award show, still covered it. It was not great, but but it was so much fun. And eventually playing volleyball at McMaster, and I took science there, and then I ended up starting this video with a friend of mine, Marshall Ferguson, who now works at TSN, which is really cool. So he followed the path too. And we just covered McMaster sports, everything that was happening all week. And eventually we just looked at each other like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And it all started out with a shoddy camcorder on the McMaster field, no audio, again, great quality.
For sure, but that's one of the biggest things is that you just got to start.
Exactly.
Right? No matter how you do it, just start, right?
Yeah.
Now you also started a YouTube channel, so you blog and vlog. So tell us the motivation behind starting the YouTube channel.
Well, it's actually funny because after McMaster, so as I said, I took science there.
Right.
I went to Sheridan Journalism New Media, and that's a one-year program. But to apply, I knew I needed a portfolio. And at the time, I was really writing like a science student. I would be like, this is what I like, this is what happens, and these are the results. And that is like not at all what people want to read on a blog. So I ended up going to Indigo, buying Amy Poehler's book, buying a whole bunch of comedians' books, just reading the way that people want, you know, how they would be talking to you. And so I started the blog Below the Blonde, and it's crazy to see the way that it's formulated over the years. And then through that, getting better at video and that YouTube channel you mentioned, and it's all been a part of the journey, really.
And maybe just talk a little bit more about what kind of content we can find on the YouTube channel page.
Yeah, so it's basically a lifestyle page, but then I also really love doing things in terms of mindfulness and being where we're at and going through that huge shift from science to journalism. I knew that a lot of people were probably going through this phase in their life too, being in your early 20s, where you just feel so confused at all times, at a crossroads at all times. So I started this one playlist. It's called Ride Along. So I would just grab a friend of mine in a similar situation, any situation really. I've covered coming out and being gay and being different, or student debt, things that you don't even think about that everyone's going through. We hang out in the car, have so much fun, you get to know each other, and then we go to a location and we just talk about it.
That's amazing. That's
fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's been a lot of fun.
Now tell us about the Weather Network. You're currently an on-air presenter there, and dare I say, weather expert.
That is my title.
Right, and you mentioned the science background, so has that been like a natural fit for you?
Yeah, I think it's interesting how everything we do in our life really contributes to the path. Nothing you do education-wise or self-development-wise goes to the wayside. Networking and putting all of my interests and out there and just doing as much as you can at all times plays into it. And so you mentioned the Weather Network, and a position opened up. And I've been pursuing this broadcasting dream for so long. And what do you know? I have a science background, and it's environmental science and geography. And hey, you know what? Sometimes things just fit together like that. And I just go to work every single day, so grateful for everything that I've done along the way, even though I felt so lost the whole time.
Yeah,
because it all boiled down to this.
And working in media comes with working crazy amounts of hours at the craziest hours themselves, right?
Yeah.
You're either working super early or super late. So a big part of working in media and broadcasting is really sacrificing your social life. So have you found that challenging to kind of find that work-life balance? Because it can be for a lot of people.
It's definitely challenging right now. I find that it's funny, there's sacrifice in so many different areas. At first it was sacrifice to what I actually wanted to do. So for a whole year, I worked for a marketing company making videos, filming, editing, shooting, interviewing, and I was never in front of the camera. Now in that moment, you're like, I'm working in media, but it just doesn't feel right. But that actually still fit into what I was doing. And then now, getting that on-camera gig, now you're at the bottom of the feeding pool, but you're doing what you want.
Yeah.
But you're right, there comes a different type of sacrifice. It is that time, and not having the holidays, not having the weekends, not being able to hang out with friends, but you know what, I wouldn't give it up for the world, because in the end of the day, I know it'll pay off, and I go to work, feel like I'm going to camp.
Yeah.
So much fun.
No, for sure,
Yeah.
sure. Amanda, you have a very strong social media presence as well, which is hugely important for people in the media nowadays. So what kind of content do you post online? What's your strategy there?
Well, so I was saying my YouTube is more like mindfulness and some fun stuff like that, but Below the Blonde, my blog, website is really style and fashion. So that's basically how I have liaisoned onto my social network as well. I basically just post things that I like and try to build that authentic following. And slowly it's been a groove of quality as well as timing. To build a strong social media following, you need to do a couple of things. You need to post at consistent times and keep the quality high. So there's a ton of things that you can do to ensure that. One, making timing right. So you want to look at the analytics on the Inherent app. It'll tell you when your audience is looking at your thing. So you're not going to post at 5 p.m. on Friday because everyone is out of the office, not paying attention to what you're doing. But you want to post around lunchtime, and there are tons of different analytics that can help you do that. Tailwind is a great app that you can try and use. I also use an app called Planoly. It helps me plan out my feed, move things around, see how it works, see how it fits. Because in the world of social media, it's not about each post, it's about everything that you post working together.
Amanda, let's break it down, okay? You've got the intellect, you've got that, check, right? You've got the look, you always look lovely.
Wow.
And you've got the silliness. You are as silly as the day is wide. And I've always appreciated that about you since the day I met you.
Wait, the day is wide?
Yeah, that's an old saying. My grandmother
using
used to say that. So Amanda, is it important to you to inject your personality into your work?
1,000,000%. And it's so funny because I'm sure you feel the same way too. It's like a perceived amount of success. People are like, oh, Amanda, you're on the Weather Network, you're doing the Marlies, you are 10 out of 10, definitely going to your 10-year reunion to high school because you have succeeded. But no, it's such a perceived amount of success, still grinding it out every day. But I constantly have people ask me questions. How did you do it? How did you get there? How did you get that audition? I always suggest if people want to get into this industry from the start, make a YouTube channel to start. Because it is so awkward talking to a camera and being yourself at first. You'll be like, hi, hello. What? Like you just won't be able to be yourself, and it's so important to be yourself. And I think the biggest compliment that I got at the Weather Network was just from friends and family who know me, who said, hey, it's actually you on air. You're not trying to be someone else. It's Amanda telling us the weather.
Right.
You know, and
for sure.
and that is so important. It's different when you're in a scripted role, where there it's all ad-libbed.
That's right.
Nothing is on a teleprompter.
Hey, that's great.
And not a lot of people know that.
Well, that's totally key too, right? Because TV is a people business. People are tuning in to see the personalities, right? So, no, good for you. So, what has surprised you about your career so far? Like, what have you discovered about yourself in your young career?
It's funny because the moment I actually met Taylor Shold, he was like, networking is the most important thing. I'm like, okay, hi, my name is Amanda. But like literally his number one mantra is networking is one of the most important things. And it was so proven in the first time that I met Taylor and totally just spiraled from there. As soon as I met Taylor, the doors opened up and I started getting opportunities and he put my name forward for things. And it's really all about putting yourself out there and letting people know that this is what you want to do.
For sure.
I think so often when we're pursuing our dreams, we're scared to put it out there. Because if we put it out there, it makes it real. But when you put it out there, then when something comes up, that person now thinks of you. I think it's been so surprising to see how many doors open up, and I'm gonna just go for it right now. When it rains, it pours, if you are willing to work for it.
Appreciate your time, Amanda. Thanks for joining us.
No worries, thank you so much.